around the earth 7 times and back home safely. I always loved math. It was one of my favorite subjects coming through school, and we were talking about that earlier. Geometry was wonderful. I loved how math was just cut and dried, and there was just one answer to a problem. One answer to solve whatever it is I had in front of me. And for math, no matter what kind of math it is, statistics, algebra, geometry, what else is there? Trigonometry, yes. Calculus. All of it can boggle the mind, and yet there is one solution for every problem, depending on the variables in that problem. I know through my schooling days that was often a comfort, that you could have something in front of you and start to figure it out and know that there was only one solution to that problem. And it gave me a place to run to when life was getting kind of messy. And what I realize as we think about math and as we think about things like that that are so, well, not easy to calculate for everybody. Obviously for her, for Katherine Johnson, because she had that kind of a mind that could understand those types of equations that were beyond certainly my understanding and probably 99.9% of the population of this world. She had a higher intelligence where math was concerned. She could look at something and start to figure out what the solution was. She could figure out where others had gone wrong and go into the problem and look at the variables and say, this is wrong here. And you'll get the answer that you want if you fix this, if you fix that. If only life were that easy. If only there was an equation for all of life, for every problem that we encounter. Probably 99.9% of life is a gray area. And then we get to bring everything within us to that problem. So our variables might be people, circumstances, attitudes, information, whatever it is that's swirling around within our heads and within a circumstance around us, and then we get to fit all of that into an equation and then come up with an answer. How do I show up now with this thing, with this problem, with this situation? And you would think as we have more things at our disposal, our devices, we can Google anything at any time. You can ask any question anywhere. It's interesting when I start to Google things, sometimes you can put in 1 or 2 words and all of a sudden the rest of your question comes up. And you realize how many people are asking the same questions. So I looked up just to make sure that what was in the movie was correct. What was Euler's method about? And what were they trying to do? So there was different answers depending on what website you went to. People ask questions like, how do I deal with the loss of my pet? How do I deal with anxiety? It's almost as if Google is the Wizard of Oz, and we throw any kind of question out there, and he's back there, someone's back there pulling levers and thinking, and all things are happening, and noises are happening, things clicking, beeping, and then there's an answer, and it spits out of a little section. Thank you. The answer. Now I know what to do with this family situation. Now I know what to do at my job. Now I know whether I should sell my house now or wait till later. Now I know if I should relocate. Now I know if this relationship is right or not. Now I know how to show up in this quirky situation with people I'm not sure if I like or not, or if I trust them or not. I know what to do because the answer came out right there and it's on this slip of paper, and it just makes everything easy. When I find that machine, I will start leasing it out to all of you.
Isn't that the Zoltar machine?
Yes. So what do we do with all the stuff we can't figure out easily? And how do we get to a place where the variables of life don't trip us up and we're starting to get frustrated and angry and throwing pencils across the room like some of us would if we're doing a math equation because we can't figure it out? What do we do? What do we do? And what are our tools that we have? Because, man, I wish life were always cut and dried. I've been in some situations, I know you've been in some situations where you just thought, you know what? I got nothing right now. Or there's too much other stuff swirling around and it's fogging up. It's fogging up whatever it is that we use to make our decisions. Our emotion can do that. When your heart's breaking, when you're angry, when you're frustrated, all of that can cloud the brain. It clouds that area within us that is responsible for helping us discern what is right. What's the next step? Sometimes we just want to know, what do I do right now? Give me the next second right now. Because sometimes we don't have the wherewithal to think about 5 minutes or 5 hours from now. I need to know what to do right here, right now, in this moment, because the stuff is all over me. And how do I make my way clear? How do I take another step? And what is that step? Is it right? Is it wrong? Is it right for me? Is it right for them? Is it right for the world? Am I going to kick myself in a few minutes for doing what I think is right? Are they going to kick me for doing this thing that I think is right now? What are the consequences of my decision? What's the fallout going to be? Is there collateral damage to my decision? All this stuff swirls around in our heads when we're trying to make these decisions. And those are those variables, those things, all those calculations she was doing on a board in life. Those are the variables we have. The things we need to consider that we do consider or wish we didn't have to consider. Because we just want something to be cut and dried. Please, God, give me something cut and dried right now. So when life is real gray, and we don't know, and the smoke is swirling around us, and we can't get a breath, and we can't see our way clear, what's always worked for me is getting still. Getting still and sitting in the eye of the storm. Sit in the eye of the storm. Let the hurricane swirl. Let the tornado swirl. Let whoever is losing their stuff over the situation with you, let them continue to lose their stuff while you sit and get still. My absolute favorite scripture is Psalm 46:10. Be still and know that I am God. This is all of 46. God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. Therefore we will not fear, though the earth give way and the mountains fall into the heart of the sea, though its waters roar and foam and the mountains quake with their surging. There is a river whose streams make glad the city of God, the holy place where the Most High dwells. God is within her. She will not fall. God will help her at the break of day. Nations are in an uproar. Kingdoms fall. He lifts his voice. The earth melts. The Lord Almighty is with us. The God of Jacob is our fortress. Come and see what the Lord has done, the desolations he has brought on the earth. He makes wars cease to the ends of the earth. He breaks the bow and shatters the spear. He burns the shields with fire. He says, "Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth. The Lord Almighty is with us. The God of Jacob is our fortress." Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. And no matter where you put the inflection in that statement, you get something else there. Be still. And know that I am God. And if you're still thinking of God as separate, then the I is this force that commands the earth for you, that stills the waters. If you're in a space of oneness with God, then that I is you as God, in the moment, fully empowered. Fully empowered. Be still and know. Know. Not believe, not hope, not imagine. Know I'm God. Know that I'm God, the all-powerful, the all-good. Know that I am God. That I am God. Be still, be still, be still, be still, be still, and know that I am God. For me, that's the only equation that gets the answer I need every single time. No matter what you got going on. If you get still and know that I am God, the I that's you, that I that is God, that is that force that created the heavens and earth, that created the very phenomenon that enabled us to have equations that figure out how somebody can circle the earth 7 times and come home safely, that same force that created all of that, that's what you get to know and be certain, have this deep, deep conviction that whatever it is you're in at the moment is solved. And as soon as you get in that space of knowingness, as soon as you get into that space, and you sit with the problem in the eye of the storm, and you get that knowingness so that it is in your bones. Again, not imagining that God is at work, not hoping that God is at work, not feeling that maybe God is at work, but knowing that God is at work, then you will even cease to perceive that there's even a problem. That's the one scripture, be still and know that I am God, that moves me to tears when I really sit in it. That there is something in this world that I can rely on 100% every single time, no matter what is going on, no matter what is going on. Some of you got some stuff going on right now, and you're looking for the answer. And you're searching for, where do I go now? What do I do now? What do I count on now? And the simple equation is to be still and know that I am God. Every time. Every time. When you're lost and you are curled up in a fetal position and life has got you by the neck, be still and know that I am God. When you get bad news, devastating news about something that maybe it's a medical, maybe it's a diagnosis, or someone's ill, or someone's dying, or someone has died, be still and know that I am God. Somebody lets you know, I'm done with this, I'm done with you, I'm out of here. Be still and know that I am God. When you hear hateful things, when someone's spewing hate, when someone else is shot and killed, when someone drives their car into a crowd of people, be still and know that I am God. When all the votes have been cast, and you think the nation is going to hell in the handbasket once again, be still and know that I am God. An emergency comes up and you look in your bank account and there's not enough money. And you think all is lost. And I'm never going to get through this. And I don't have. And it's not going to work, it's not going to work, it's not going to work. It never has worked. Be still and know that I am God. You're holding the hand of the loved one and they are taking their last breath. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. It makes all things well. It solves all things. Because that is the essence of love. That is love at work in each one of us and in the situation. Be still and know that I am God, the all-powerful, the all-knowing. The God that is everywhere, in all things, in and through all things, in and through all situations, is at work in the situation. Be still and know that I am God. Just be still. Maybe for human beings, one of the hardest things we'll ever have to do is just be still. And forget all the rest. Forget what's happening in the world. Forget what's happening outside of you. Forget everybody's advice and opinions and admonitions. Forget all the chatter. Forget all the tweets. Forget all the posts, all the memes. Forget all of that. All the experts who think they know, who have all the experience that they want to bring to bear to the earth to help save it. Forget all of that, because all you need to know is that I am God. And go there. And go there. And stay there until you know. Stay there until you know. And when you know is when things shift. That's when things shift. When you know. You don't have to know the problem. You don't have to know the variables. You don't have to have any information. All you got to know is God. Be still and know that I am God. Simple math for life. For life. Life with a capital L. And once you're in that knowingness, once that floods over you, once you're clear about that, then whatever the next step is right before you. But that's the first step. That's the first. And everything else will become clear. All the obstacles you thought were there are either cleared away or they become opportunities. We make things so complicated. We do that on our own. We throw a wrench into our own works. And all we got to do is get still and get with God and know yourself as that God. Fully empowered for whatever is swirling around you. Be still and know that I am God. Let's take this in a meditation. So breathe in, breathe in, breathe in. What's troubling you? What's troubling you? You may judge it as large or small. You may have judged it unfixable, unsolvable. They're never going to change. They've been this way all my life. I've been this way all my life. Can't change now. I'm too old. Too set in my ways. We've been estranged for too long. I don't love them anymore. They don't love me anymore. The world's full of hate. There'll never be peace. They're never going to recognize my gifts and talents. My father never loved me. My mother never saw me. My siblings took advantage of me. I'm damaged goods. I'm unlovable. I'm on a fixed income. I'm not smart enough. I'm not talented enough. Nobody cares. They hurt my feelings. I was mistreated. I was traumatized. Whatever it is, get still with it. Get still, sit in the eye of the storm. Sit in the eye of that storm and be still. Let that situation, let it continue to swirl. Knowing that the God that is at work in this universe, the all good, is more powerful than any situation that needs a solution. Know and see God. Feel God in your heart right now, for nothing else matters but your knowingness of God here and now. Affirm the power and might of God in you and as you. And maybe you have to say in your heart of hearts, God is in this now. God is in this situation right here, right now. And I know the omnipotence of the divine. I know that I know that God is here. Right here in the storm. And all is well. All is well. All is well. So repeat to yourself right now, all is well. If you need to say it out loud, say it, all is well. God is here. God is here. All is well. All is well. All is well. God is here. I know God, and God is here, and all is well. All is well. The same force that created the heavens and the earth is at work in this situation right here and right now, and is at work in me as me. And I am an instrument of peace in this moment. I am an instrument of peace in this moment, in this situation. Yes. Breathe peace. Let's take a deep breath in. Exhale. Breathe it in. All is well. God is here. God is in me and as me. Exhale for an infinite supply of peace and love and joy and abundance and power and might is at work in you as you right now. In you and as you right now. And all is well. All is well. All is well. And so it is, and so it shall be. Amen.